Hello everyone, I am Vengeance21 and today I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to make a automatic collection for your rail system as well as dispense them fairly quickly for you. So basically it just requires you to run along the trail, press a button and jump in. So everything's automatic for you and I'll show you here first how it works. Okay, so you hop into your cart by pressing the button, and then when you're on the rail you'll see that I automatically pop out and the cart disappears. So what happens there is basically it just gets collected in the system here. You'll see that I'm using the classic design of the cactus as well as minimal redstone usage, and I'll explain more thoroughly in just a minute when I start the actual tutorial. So I'm just going to cut screen here and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so let's get started on the design itself and I'll show you first what you'll need to have. For the bottom you're going to need to have your one piece of sand, your cactus, two hoppers, rails, just one piece of rail, your activator rail, your two droppers, one dispenser, one piece of redstone, and a lever. So it's really not that redstone needy. It's really simple and fairly cheap to build if you're in survival. The rails, of course, for the iron, it's still not that much. And of course, for the top of your mechanism, you're going to need 3 pieces of carpet. This is required for the design itself. I didn't just use it to make it look pretty at the end. I will show you why you need to have the carpet in order to make sure that the cart drops through the soul sand and into the actual mechanism. So, with the carpet, you're also going to need for the top your pressure plate, like I said, your soul sand, 4 pieces of powered rail, your button, and of course extra carts for the system to load the system. And you need that one cart for the bottom as well. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. And of course just regular blocks. And let's just turn off this rain. Okay, so I'm going to just grab the blocks that you need for the bottom portion of the design. And you just want your extra blocks. Okay, so let's first build the platform. So you're going to build up 2 blocks. And then you're going to Okay, and as you noticed, I left 2 holes here for a reason in the platform itself. This is kind of a guide to help you with the building of it, especially in survival. I found it useful to build the platform first so I could give myself a guide for when I was underneath and digging out for space here. Okay, so under this block, so right in front of the hole, you're going to take your sand. I think I threw my sand out. Oh no, there it is. You're going to take your sand and then you're going to place your cactus. And of course it's important, as you probably already know, that the cactus needs to have space around it, because if you have it beside a block, it's just going to break the cactus. Okay. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your droppers and you're going to go underneath this hole here. You're going to place your first dropper, you're going to hold shift, place your second, then get your dispenser, place that, and as you can see it fills up that first guided hole there. You're going to drop down again, you're going to press shift, and you're going to make sure the hoppers connect to this block, so your dropper, so you're going to place 1, 2, and as you see here, they're pointed that way, so the system will, loop, go in a loop and load. You're next going to replace your regular rail, then your activator rail. And your activator rail is going to be right under this hole here. You're going to take your cart. You're going to place it over this rail. Okay. And then you're going to take one of your blocks and then place your one piece of redstone there. and you're going to leave a 1 block gap, and you're going to place a lever right under this block and turn it on. Okay, so like right under the second block here. And that is it for the bottom part of the design itself. So really simple, easy and quick to do. Of course, if I did this too fast, just obviously pause the video at certain parts. Whoops. Okay, so for the top, you're going to grab your other blocks here. So let's just get rid of these, except for my blocks. So you're going to grab your 3 carpet, your pressure plate, your soul sand, your 4 powered rails, and your button, as well as the extra carts. You're just going to have them here in your, and also grab, extra rails so you can obviously make your track. So you're going to place your soul sand in this space, your weighted pressure plate on top, and your 3 carpet here. Okay, and then you're going to put power rail, and of course you see it hits where the lever is and it's going to turn it on. And then obviously place just some extra rails. And I'm not going to show how to do the other end of the mechanism, so at the end of your tunnel. Basically the same thing, just reversed. I'm going to turn these on as well. Okay, and of course the last thing to place is your button. Now you can also use, if you want to, a pressure plate of any kind that you can step on. I actually use this in my multiplayer world. I use a pressure plate just because it's easier to walk over and then right click the cart as it starts. And I also found that if you hit it at the right angle, you can actually push the cart and then jump in. So it actually, starts the cart moving. But other people like to, be in the cart before it starts moving. So then that's where you just use the button. And of course, as you see, you hear the dispenser going. Right now there's nothing in it. So let's just load the system. So let's preload the system. So I just stand here and push the carts in. And as you see, they're collecting. And underneath, they just break while you're doing that, and then they'll show up here in the dropper. And of course, when you press the dispenser, it's going to pull them up. You might have to press it a few times to get the dispenser to be loaded. There only took 2. And, hop in. I'm going to fall off because I didn't put blocks. Right. And that's why you see I had a wall on the other side, so I didn't fall down. There. So let's try that again like it didn't happen. There you go. So, you're on the rails and it just pushes you off and collects the cart. Now, if you didn't have this carpet here, the system wouldn't work for you at all. So if you notice, I push the cart there and it slides right over the pressure plate. It's because it's basically going too fast to actually stop on the block. And, whenever you're riding on a minecart system and you come up to where there's a space in the block, the cart never stops perfectly straight. So that's why you put the carpet, sort of stop the cart from going over the pressure plate and past the soul sand, sorry. So that's why it's just kind of like the brakes. It's not a full block. It's something that's prettier to use for coverage. You could also use snow, but of course snow can melt, so you don't want to have to do that. Other pressure plates don't work just because they're the exact same size as this pressure plate, and they actually just press down when the cart goes over it, so it will do the same thing as I just showed you. Okay, thanks guys for watching this tutorial. I hope it helps you out in your rail designs. Feel free to leave me comments, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and of course if you have any comments on the actual tutorial itself, please leave them below. Please leave nice comments. Anything that's spam will get deleted. But, again, thanks for watching, and take care. Bye.